Hi there, everyone. Jeff C. here. It is Wednesday, November the 27th, and going to take a look into Hollywood here. There's a story that probably should be a huge story, but is actually just going to be a little story on CNN and other networks. And why it should be a huge story is because it involves espionage, Hollywood, the secret spying, and the documentation and photographs of nuclear secrets being passed on to a certain state. I'm sure you've heard of this state before. The little state with very, very big ambitions. Yes, I am talking about none other than Israel. And here's the story. Thanks to a friend on Twitter, this Fight Club producer, Arnon Milchan, I helped Israeli spy agency. This is a big-time Hollywood producer who has come out and admitted that he secretly helped Israel develop its nuclear weapons program by stealing these secrets from the United States. The price for stealing nuclear documents used to be pretty high back when the Rosenbergs were around, if you remember them, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, who were convicted guilty of conspiring to commit espionage during the time of war and executed. Yes, 1953, a very, very famous case. The two Rosenbergs, I'll put them in the picture here, there they are, who were accused and convicted of passing on secrets to Russia, nuclear secrets, which helped Russia obtain its nukes and become the major rival of the United States. That was considered a big deal back then. In fact, that was probably the biggest story of the year back then. That was huge. But now you get the CNN treatment. So let's watch the CNN sort of coverage of this story, and it's all smiles and chuckles.
Justin Timberlake, Vince Vaughn, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Just a few of the stars Hollywood producer Arnon Milchan has rubbed shoulders with. But it's his story that should be made into a movie. The Israeli-born businessman behind hits like 12 Years a Slave,
I have a business proposition for you.
Pretty Woman,
Come on, hit before I lose my nerve.
and Fight Club, says he spent years as an Israeli secret agent and arms dealer. In a stunning interview that aired Monday on an Israeli investigative program, Milchan detailed how he was recruited in the 1960s to Israel's Bureau of Scientific Relations, where he helped gather technology to further Israel's still unacknowledged nuclear program, saying, quote, "I did it for my country, and I'm proud of it." Milchan moved to Hollywood in the 1970s, but he suggested his efforts on behalf of the Israeli government didn't end completely.
Of course not.
Milchan indicated other big Hollywood players were also involved, saying, quote, "When I came to Hollywood, I detached myself completely from my physical activities to dedicate myself to what I really wanted, filmmaking. But sometimes it gets mixed up."
No fucking
The 68-year-old Milchan owns New Regency Films and has produced more than 120 movies, working closely with directors such as Martin Scorsese and Oliver Stone. He forged an especially close relationship with actor Robert De Niro, who was also featured in the Israeli television program.
I did ask him once, we spoke about something, and he told me that he was an Israeli and that he of course would do these things for his country.
So you want to come to Hollywood and act like a big shot without actually doing anything? Yeah.
In a story that seems reminiscent to last year's Oscar-winning true-to-life film Argo that depicted the CIA-Hollywood collaboration to rescue U.S. diplomats stuck in Iran, it's a safe bet Hollywood execs will be fighting to bring this story to the big screen, too. Now, we reached out to Milchan today for comment, Jim, but we were told he is traveling in Europe and unavailable. You know, I have been covering all things Hollywood for a while, Jim, and not much surprises me that goes on there these days, but this This is a wow story.
This is, and it's too bad he's unavailable. When he is available, he should come on the Situation Room and tell his story to Wolf Blitzer. I'll pay money to see
Put
him.
it out there, baby. We'll get him.
That sounds good. All right, Nichelle, thank you.
Wonderful. They're gonna bring him on the Situation Room so he can go with another Zionist and spew some more bullshit. This is hilarious. I mean, it's sad and it's hilarious at the same time. As I said, the Rosenbergs were executed, and most people were outraged at the fact that they had been, well, we'll go by what the history tells us, that they actually stole these secrets and passed them on to the Russians, who were able to obtain their nuclear weapons. So this dude is directly responsible for Israel becoming nuclear. Perhaps, though, that was always part of the plan with Israel. So perhaps the nudge, nudge, wink, wink passing of secrets and documents might have been allowed, considering this incredibly cozy relationship that Hollywood has with the powers that be, especially the White House and the military. And I've talked about that a lot before in the past, and anybody who knows anything about Hollywood knows that it is run by Jewish interest by and large, and therefore Jewish films and Jewish filmmakers, whether you're Steven Spielberg or any one of these other massive, powerful producers, Weinsteins, there's so many, right? And that is the reality, is that Hollywood really is just another arm of the government. It really is. It's the propaganda wing. And these movies, it's funny, they refer to True to Life, Argo, which is pretty much bullshit, the movie. But it's greatly made, I'm sure. I'm never going to watch it because I made up my mind quite a long time ago that I'm not going to watch propaganda. Hollywood, Jewish-produced propaganda. And I'll play this a little bit just to show you how rich this guy is. He is a multi-billionaire.
List of the world's billionaires is known for creating movies like JFK, LA Confidential, and even Pretty Woman. But beyond the big screen, Milchan is an avid art collector. He's been collecting since age 21 while living in Israel and working in the pharmaceutical industry.
At the time, there was no television, no radio, no thing. Politics and art and communication and media. It was all in art.
Milchan's passion for art began with books, fascinated by stories about artists who would give their life for the canvas.
Whether it's somebody cut his ear like Van Gogh or somebody would just paint to get a meal.
This is a 1914 landscape by Egon Schiele. It's called Autumn Sun. Certainly one of the most important pictures in the collection. Certainly the one that emptied his wallet the most, to the tune of, well, certainly 8 figures.
Chris Eakin, former head of the Impressionist and Modern Art Department at Christie's New York, manages Milchan's collection, which is worth upwards of $600 million, with paintings from artists like Gauguin and Pissarro to Picasso, Francis Bacon, and Basquiat.
Yeah, I'm going to quote Indiana Jones here. Those pieces of art belong in a museum and not in some trader's palace. It's absolutely disgusting how it's become. I mean, that's the reality. There's no way that this guy just comes out and spills the beans about being a spy for all these decades and just goes right back and starts producing again his blockbuster movies and collecting his gazillion-dollar art trophies. This guy obviously is in the inside here, and he is being used. And here off The Guardian, they have Arnon, Milchan, and A Brief History of Hollywood Spies. The history of Hollywood is littered with spies, no doubt about it. So it should come as no surprise that producer Arnon Milchan began working his life as an Israeli secret agent and arms dealer. The billionaire behind Fight Club, Pretty Women, and Heat confirmed rumors on his shady past in an interview broadcast on Israeli television on Monday. At one point, we learned he ran 30 companies worldwide on behalf of the Israeli government. 30 fucking companies. And moving a lot of arms. He joins a long line of Hollywood power brokers who have dabbled in the spying game. In the early 1950s, the head of foreign and domestic censorship at Paramount was a CIA employee named Luigi Larashi. Among Larashi's many covert triumphs was the insertion of the well-dressed, respectable Negroes, the Uncle Toms, into U.S. movies to undermine Soviet propaganda about the state of race relations in the United States. Larashi certainly wasn't working alone. In 1950, the CIA bought the film rights to George Orwell's Animal Farm and funded the 1954 animated version, ensuring that the book's message was portrayed as strictly anti-Soviet. Likewise, in 1958 film of Graham Greene's The Quiet American revised the story of the novel on the advice of the CIA, portraying the morally dubious titular character as an unambiguous hero. The author himself, a spy for MI6, disowned the adaptation, calling it a propaganda film for America. And what comes out of Hollywood that isn't propaganda? I don't know. I'm giving up completely on Hollywood. I don't watch any of these blockbusters. I don't give a flying fuck. It's all programming. There have been countless collaborations since for the filming of Tom Clancy's The Sum of All Fears in 2002. Producers were granted a personal tour of the CIA headquarters, and star Ben Affleck teamed up with agency analysts to research the role. In her book, The CIA in Hollywood, How the Agency Shapes Film and Television, U.S. academic Tricia Jenkins describes the 2012 film Argo by Ben Affleck as CIA propaganda, whitewashing the agency's involvement in Iran. The Iranian media went further, accusing Affleck himself of being a spy. Of course, you don't get that high. You do not get that high without making these deals and doing the real work that they want you to be doing. He would not be the first actor to sideline in espionage if he was. The release of the official U.S. spy files in 2008 revealed Sterling Hayden, who played the Mad General in Dr. Strangelove, who can forget that, was drawing on his first-hand experience of military work as a U.S. secret agent parachuted into Croatia. Other actors' lives as spies are less a matter of public record, more the product of romantic speculation. One recent Greta Garbo biography suggests that she planned to personally assassinate Hitler and help smuggle Danish physicist Niels Bohr out of Hitler's reach, although this is more than likely to have been the work of a double agent. Yeah. So, you know, some of these people want to claim credit for tall feats. But this is the reality. This dude is a major player in Hollywood, as most Jews are that are high up in Hollywood. They have an unbelievable amount of power and money, and they're there to program people. And if you look at these movies, you can see, like, all these movies that he's producer, these are massive movies for the most part. These are big Hollywood blockbusters, the kind of movies I never watch. I just can't handle them. I smell the bullshit from miles away, you know. But that's it. I mean, that you can see Daredevil. That's where he'd be close with CIA Affleck. And these people are, you know, they're worshipped in Hollywood. They really are. And this guy, he's all smiles, right? He's all smiles and chuckles. Doesn't think anything's going to happen to him. Of course, what is going to happen to him? Why is it a big deal when other people steal secrets? I mean, usually it's the harshest, it's the biggest thing that you could possibly do against your country is to spy on it, you know? And this guy, he doesn't give a flying fuck about United States. He's there for Israel. And then you're going to have to wonder where all these guys, what their real mission is, what their real roles are. But it's just another example of the unending stream of bullshit that comes out of Hollywood. This guy should be hung for being a spy. He should be hung. And that's the reality. Fuck him.